Good afternoon. I'm Kelly Decker. I'm former mayor of the city of Port Jervis, also social studies teacher in the Port Jervis School District. I have the honor of being here with Dr. Bell, my former classmate, class of 1985. We are going to do a walkthrough of the old Port Jervis Middle School / High School, the new elementary school in Port Jervis, here on East Main Street. It is January 31st, 2024, and we did this about 7 months and 10 days ago.
Yeah, that's right. It was June 20th we did it. We were in short sleeves. It was nice and warm, not like today. And a lot of people have asked, what are we going to call it? And it is just going to become the new ASK, because we always want Mrs. Cool's name to stay in existence. We didn't want it to disappear with the transition. So there'll be the new middle school and the new ASK.
Awesome.
It's not going to be Bell Elementary, Dr. Bell?
No, we're pretty sure that won't be it.
And just behind the camera is, you've heard his voice already, Mr. Andrew Murata. So as I said, we're here at the old Port Jervis High School, Port Jervis Middle School, but we're actually going to be entering into the new addition. Dr. Bell, this will be the entrance to the new ASK?
Main entrance. What you see on your right is the main office. To the left, you'll actually see the locker rooms and the gym, and then when we go in, straight back will be the new cafeteria.
Awesome.
Okay.
So we're here in the vestibule area. As Dr. Bell said before, behind Andrew is the main office.
Yep.
Over here is going to be the cafeteria, and then the gymnasium over here with the locker room. This is all the new addition. So why don't we take a walk over to the gymnasium first? So these are full locker rooms, so that even if varsity needs to play here, they can play here. Wow. As I said before in our first video, you take these lifts and see how small they are in comparison to how big this room really is. So they've done a phenomenal job.
Full-size gymnasium. You could have wrestling matches, basketball games here. So it gives us another full-size gym at our arsenal, particularly during the winter season. Behind Andrew, there are boys and girls locker rooms, a storage room for PE equipment, and then out there in the hallway are men's and ladies' bathrooms, or boys and girls' bathrooms. So if they're in the gym, they can use any of these bathrooms. If they're in the cafeteria, they can use those bathrooms in the hallway. If there's an event in the cafeteria, they can go right on there.
Great.
I think it's fantastic. Really nice.
Coming into the cafeteria. Now the cafeteria, as Dr. Bell had said in our last broadcast, this is going to be a stage, so it's cafetorium?
Yep, cafetorium. You have the stage there, the dining area here, and the kitchen over there. The nice thing about having a stage is there's a lot of smaller events that happen in an elementary school that you don't need a high school auditorium to use.
Right.
So you can do it right here. You can pull the cafeteria tables out, put folding chairs, kids can sit on the floor.
Yep.
So you can do things like spelling bee and smaller events right here in this room.
Because all of the shows and stuff will be held at the high school, correct?
Yeah, big shows, the concerts, all that stuff. And the nice thing about this is all the light comes in off the front door, all glass above the front door comes sweeping in here, and then you have all glass on the back, so light can come in from the back side too. So it'll be a really nice, bright room when it's all said and done.
Again, this is, for people just tuning in, this is the new area and the new addition to what was the Port Jervis High School, Middle School, part of the new ASK.
Right. We haven't gotten to the old school yet.
In the kitchen part outside of the cafeteria, and
there'll be two serving lines. They'll enter from the outside, get their meals off the counter, and then they'll go out this way to the registers. In the
nice big walk-in
cooler,
refrigerator, freezer.
Yep.
Imagine that's an office area for them.
Yep. You'll see all the hoods for where all the cooking will be done.
Dry storage.
Yep. And then around the corner is where all the trays get washed.
Oh, okay.
That's all the
so
trays
the
will come
area.
to the window and they'll go right through there.
Very cool. So that we get our bearings straight, the gymnasium is behind us, cafeteria here. Across the hall is the main office. I'll have Dr. Bell explain.
Come on in. What we'll have here is the two ASK secretaries will sit right here. The third secretary, who acts as the greeter, will be over here by the security window. And then there are three offices for the administrators going up this side here. And these all face East Main Street, these three. Back in this room, will be the teacher mailboxes where you see the cutout in this wall.
Okay.
The copy machine. There'll be counter space to do work. In addition to the 3 administrators' offices, this is a storage closet. This is a small kitchen area. And then there's a
As
bathroom.
we leave the office, we're going to come over here, and this is actually where we break through to the old high school, middle school. You can still see the outside brick of the old building.
So picture if you drove up to the school and you came in the entrance the way the cars did and the way the buses did, and you looked at the school, you'd see the gym with the big windows. This is the brick wall when you looked at the gym, this is the brick wall you used to look at. So all this is new. This brick wall is all, this is the old existing
And where
exterior
Andrew
wall.
has just stepped into is the old gymnasium.
Yep. So what we have here is this is the old gym. Remember, the gym was 2 stories high. It is no longer 2 stories high. We've installed steel beams and a concrete floor halfway up the height of the gym. Down here, this will be 4 kindergarten classrooms. And then upstairs, where we've created a new second floor, like if you know this school, you'll remember the girls' locker room was on the second floor. Well, we extended the girls' locker room floor all the way to the front. And there's 4 more classes up there, which will be for 2nd grade.
So did they actually take out the balconies? The balconies were
the
completely
balconies.
taken out.
If you've been around a long time, you'll remember there was a balcony looking at the gym. And those of us that are a little younger, it wasn't a balcony, it was closed off and it was for storage. But all that had to be taken out, and then a new concrete floor was put in.
Andrew, if we just look over here, this we just kind of stepped past it, but this will be a staircase and an elevator, correct?
Correct.
That'll take you both here to the 1st floor, 2nd floor,
And third floor, yeah.
So as we leave what was the old gymnasium, and again, this is going to be kindergarten,
Yep.
1st grade, correct? We're going to enter the hallway. To give you a perspective, this hallway is in the same position that it was when you left the gym years ago. There was the wood shop on this side, and on this side, I believe were like art classes
Yep,
and special
special ed classes, yep.
This was the old staircase, and you'll still see the old staircase
yep.
is here, but it's going to be encapsulated so that, like you had said, this is closed in. Custodials will have access to this.
Custodians won't be the only one. It'll be behind a locked door. Kids will never even know there's a stairwell here. So these will be the case of the secret stairwells that kids will make stories up about when their parents tell them about stairs that they can't find.
That's right. And so then we go down
So you'll
through
see
the hallway.
going down this side. It was a nurse's office, and then 1st grade classrooms, kindergarten and 1st grade. Again, where Kelly said these used to be the wood shops.
So back here was this is the nurse's office here?
Yes.
And as you go all the way into the back there?
Some of that storage closet will be enclosed and accessible only from the outside. So they'll be doing some brickwork here.
So there used to be storage in here, so we're actually standing in the old wood shop.
Yep.
And so that's the nurse's office, and then
Yes.
in this area too? Or?
Yeah, that's an examining room. And then this is the main area that kids would come into. This is where the cots will be. And then back through that wall there, that's actually another AIS room. Over where you see those plans on
So
the
we're
cart.
still on the 1st floor hallway, but we're at the halfway point. In our video 7 months ago, none of this existed. This had been they had just done all the asbestos abatement,
Right.
and it was all gutted open. Where we're standing here, there used to be a cabinet here with art designs
Yep.
and stuff in it, but it's broken through, and this is the staircase now that used to only go from the front entrance up to the second floor. Now it goes all three floors.
As you come in here, you'll see the stairwell. And as Kelly said, it used to just be a giant staircase that led to the 2nd floor to the main office. Now, when you come in the front doors, which will be right here where this wood is, there'll be double doors here. You can go down a few steps to the 1st floor. You can go up to the 2nd floor, or continue all the way to the 3rd floor. Remember, in the old days, it just went from here to the 2nd floor. It sure looked a lot bigger when we were little kids.
Now, as we were on the 2nd floor, we came up that middle staircase, and this is the old office of the middle school, high school. It is now going to be a classroom.
And you'll see even over here where the assistant principal was and where the nurse was and where the bathroom was, it's all classroom space as well.
So,
what you're looking,
this doesn't look like a full classroom here, though, right?
I think this one is a special ed classroom.
Okay.
Yeah. But you got a great view looking out onto East Main Street and on the mountains over in Pike County. But yeah, these were where the windows were for the office
And I'll bet you the windows are a lot easier to open now.
than the old ones.
So we're on the second floor. We're near what was the old auditorium, but
Right.
on the second floor, the makeshift elevator that they had put
Yes.
in here 30 years ago is gone.
That elevator shaft is gone, right?
This is blocked off because
Right now, they're in there doing the final asbestos abatement in the auditorium and taking the balcony down, or what the younger people know as the guidance office.
Gotcha.
You know, in our day, it was the balcony before it was guidance. That's coming down. And again, just like we did in the gym, in the auditorium, we will create a second floor, and there'll be 4 rooms downstairs, 4 rooms upstairs. So the auditorium becomes 8 classrooms, just like the old gym became 8 classrooms.
right. So I see the old staircase here. So this is where the old staircase
Yes.
went down on the auditorium side. And then this would have been Mrs. Cooper's room
Yeah.
here, but now the door's no longer here because they needed to readjust the sizes.
Yeah, that's the thing is, for people who know the second floor of the middle school, it's going to throw them for a loop that all the doorways are in different places. And the reason the doorways are is because none of the rooms met state ed code for minimum space requirements of 770 square feet.
Right.
Now we had to resize them. So instead of 6 rooms on this side of the hall, remember it used to be 201 through 206 back in the day, from Mrs. Birdsall all the way to Mrs. Cooper.
Right.
Now there's 5 rooms.
Right. And so more recently, this would have been Mrs. Robinson's, Miss Chaffee's
Yeah.
room partially, and then I think my room was
Yes.
right here.
Yep.
We're in that
Yeah.
footprint.
So all the doorways in the rooms are different because they're different size. So it will throw people for a loop. And then, so this is the second floor. Second floor is grades 2 and 3.
And they used all the original cutouts for the windows. They didn't add any windows. They didn't take
Right.
any windows.
The only
except
place that
for-
we're adding windows is downstairs, where we replaced 2 sets of doors, put windows in, and now there are going to be windows in the back of the auditorium looking towards the Neversink River because there's going to be classrooms back there on both floors.
Right.
And we wanted
You
them
need
to have
windows.
daylight.
Okay, so we're on the opposite end of the second floor hallway. In the existing building, still, this is where the bookcase
Yes,
was.
right here.
And then if you broke through to the bookcase, you would be out into the gymnasium. Now you're going to see that there is a second floor where the gymnasium used to be. You can see the old staircase here. So the girls' bathroom would have been right over
there.
here. This would have been part of Mrs. Birdsall's room or the science.
Yeah, later
most
on it was
recently
Megan
science.
Rebolt. Yep.
So we're going to step into what was the old gymnasium. So you want to explain
Yeah.
what's on this level?
Yeah, so this second floor, what we're standing on is brand new concrete. Downstairs we showed you the steel beams from the first floor. So this was never here. This was the mid-air in the middle of the gym. And what you have over here is, you have in the back, there are 2 special ed classrooms, and then there are 4 offices right here. 1 for guidance, 1 for the social worker, 1 for the school psychologist, and 1 is a conference room. And then in front here are second grade classrooms and some common boys and girls bathrooms for this hall too.
So we're actually standing above the air in the gym.
In the gym.
Where those big lights used
Yes.
to be, they used to hang right from these beams
That's
right
right.
here. And so they're going to be closed in. They're still here. The
Yep.
beams are still holding the building up. But we're now in
That's right.
classroom space.
We could never dunk a basketball, but this is as close as we got to the
There we
ceiling
go. We
right
can
here.
now.
And in the back here, you'll see there's 2 classrooms and then some office space and conference room space. That back wall, what that is that's where the girls' locker room was, up on the second floor behind the gym. Now it's actually classroom space, office space, and then again, second grade classrooms and boys and girls bathrooms, a janitor's closet and a technology closet, all right here. And then
Dr. Bell, I see there's a breakthrough through the gym because this would have been the gym exterior wall
right
here.
If you picture the old days, somewhere here on this wall would have been the scoreboard,
Scoreboard, right.
and the accordion closing door. We broke through. Now we're in the new part of the
We have
building.
come through the old middle school into the new addition. To Andrew's right is the elevator shaft for the second floor. And to Andrew's left is the staircase that can take you either to the first floor or the third floor. Now, will there be a similar staircase down at the other end?
All the way at the other end, outside of where the old auditorium used to be. If you drive by, you'll see there's actually bricks sticking out.
Like the old fire escape,
It looks
but
like
on the opposite
it looks
side.
like it's on the opposite end of the school. The school, there's required to have a staircase at each end of the building.
Gotcha.
So we couldn't use the inside ones. We could use them, but we still had to build 2 new ones because you can only be so many feet away from the staircase at the end.
Gotcha.
You have to have an out and this exit.
So now we're going into, this is above the new addition.
Yeah,
What do we got here?
This is the mechanical room. This is where the guts of the entire building. Now this building, not everything is brand new, from heating, ventilation, and for the first time ever, a Port Jervis school with air conditioning.
Yeah.
So this is complete HVAC, heating, ventilation, air conditioning. As you come in here, where we are is right now we are above the office and the front foyer. The foyer with the 2-story high ceiling is actually on the other side of this wall here. But this is the office, and now we're moving ahead or over
the
top of the
cafeteria.
cafeteria. And wait till you see this place.
So there is no furnace in the basement anymore?
Nothing's in the basement anymore. Everything is here. Yep. Everything is brand new. Here's your electrical on this side. Here's all your pumps with your
You
water.
got a lot of space here too.
Yeah. And wait till I show you. We have 4 boilers, and you're not going to believe. You always imagine how
Those
big they were.
huge boilers that were.
If you come over here, so if you remember, if you've ever seen a boiler, and certainly wrestlers have seen the boiler room when they had to lose weight in the old days. We don't do that anymore. But boilers used to be gigantic rooms, and the boilers themselves were huge. Now, with the new technology, and this will all be natural gas heated, these are the 4 boilers. They're not even as big as refrigerators now.
Wow.
But it gives you an idea what the 4 of them look like. No more of those big, giant boilers that we remember from the old days.
So we made our way to the 3rd floor. Okay, we are still on the gymnasium side. This is actually, we're in the new addition, but this is the breakthrough right here. So the old fire tower used to open up
Right
here.
here.
Cafeteria was on the left.
Family and Consumer
Family and
Science,
Consumer
and
Science
the
on the
library.
right, and the library.
Yep.
So I'll let you take it away.
Sure, when you come here, you come through, this used to be the cafeteria. It's now a STEAM lab and the library. So we can take a walk this way and see. So again, this was all cafeteria, one big room. Now we've divided it up. So there's the STEAM lab. The STEAM lab has 2 sets of double doors that can be closed if there's 2 different groups going on at 2 different classes, or it can be opened up and use this as one giant space. And then back in the left corner that'll actually be the TV production room, and in the right-hand corner will be the librarian's office. And then this will be all bookshelves, tables, cozy places to read a book.
So we're still in what was the old cafeteria, and as you can see, the drywall is being put up. And some great news, local business.
That's right. That's right. Charlotte Van Horn and her group from Tri-State Drywall is doing all that work. Whether you see, anywhere you see insulation, anywhere you see sheetrock, anywhere where you see steel metal studs, all that has been done by Tri-State. So it's great to have a Port Jervis business actually getting a piece of the pie.
And with all local,
Yeah, they're all local
working.
workers, and the workmanship in all the trades has been out of this world.
Wonderful.
It's really been incredible.
So we're still on the 3rd floor. Across the hall was the cafeteria. This was the library to what is Andrew's right. This was the old staircase, the stairwell, but they've actually converted it into a room, Dr. Bell.
Yeah, normally when you would come through here, there'd be a big staircase going down here, and there used to be a tall railing where you could look through the slats, and you could look through at the stairwell going down to the 2nd floor. What we've done, because we're not using these staircases anymore, they've then put beams across here, and they've gone all the way across right where the first step would have started, and they've created a floor, and then this will be a remedial reading or an AIS classroom.
But if I lifted this
Wood
up, the stairs are there.
stairs are still there. We just took away the railing and the banisters.
So we're still on the 3rd floor, but now we're in the middle of the building. For those that remember that had the opportunity to actually go up onto the roof, you had to climb up a set of staircase that were off a little office. It was guidance when we went to school,
right.
and then it became some different offices and a little conference room. That's all gone, but the opening to the belfry is still there. There will be a staircase, correct?
Yes. Behind a locked door. but there'll be a staircase to get to the roof for anything that you need. Right now, there's just a ladder for the construction workers to go up and down if they need to be up there for anything.
And that's what takes you right up to the main part of the roof of the original structure. As you leave where the belfry staircase will be, you come to what was a conference room. This was all behind a closed door, but is now the staircase that leads you up to the third floor. This is that centerpiece staircase that used to go just from the outside to the second floor, now comes up here to the third floor.
Facing East Main here.
Facing
Yes.
East Main Street.
In the old days, this was the 8th graders up in the third floor. Now, third floor will be for 4th and 5th grade, the big kids of the elementary school.
So it's interesting, this building was built in 1922. It was closed 100 years later. Now we're approaching 2024. It'll be 102 years old, this building, but new, basically brand new
Right.
inside.
Yeah.
The new addition, does it have a cornerstone?
No, but there will be a plaque
Okay.
to signify that there was an addition and renovations done to
So,
it.
so it'd be nice if the plaque were to like indicate that it started in 2022, 100 years later, and finished in 2024.
That's exactly what it's going
Yeah,
to say.
and I
right?
believe that this building also opened in 1924.
2
I think
years
it was
later,
yeah, it was 2 years later.
When
So
it-
we are on the auditorium side, or what used to be the auditorium side of the Port Jervis Middle School High School. A matter of fact, 30 years ago when they built the elevator is still here. This shaft is coming out, but you can hear all the jackhammering. That's what they're taking out the balcony of the auditorium, the old balcony, and then they'll build it like they've been doing with the old gym. So
And the other thing I wanted to mention, everywhere where you see cinder block, on all 3 floors, all these cinder block walls, these are brand new because we tore everything out right down to the metal beams. The metal beams were the only thing left in this building. So all these walls are brand new, and eventually what you'll have is you'll have lockers where you see all these cutouts or jut outs. Lockers will be in here, and then behind us, for the old people like us, behind us is where all the science rooms were, 301, 302, 303, 304. In our era, it was Mr. Carr, Mr. Cunningham, Mr. Moyer, and Mr. Saul.
Right.
And now, all those walls are gone, and this whole area has been reconfigured with new metal studs. And again, this will be 4th grade classrooms here. All around here is 4th grade classrooms, and then there's a brand new stairwell. And then Andrew, if you want to peek,
there's the old
this is
stairwell.
where the old 3rd floor stairwell came up. And again, we covered over the opening where the stairs were and created a small remedial AIS classroom.
I have to say, so with all the jackhammering that's going on, we're in this school, you know, you can barely feel anything.
Right, you hear it, but
feel,
you don't-
you
you
feel a
just
little
barely-
jittle, but nothing. You would think that it would really shake. They're
Right.
taking down that balcony,
Yeah.
and you can hardly feel it. Yeah, so we're standing in what used to be all the science labs
Yep.
on the 3rd floor, and they've all been broken down, as you said, into now new classrooms. But because you said the end of the building had to have a staircase,
It'll be right here. So what'll happen is, this is just a board to cover it up for the cold weather, but this will be cut out. This will become an emergency exit.
oh, it's like it's
Yep.
only like.
And here
Yeah,
you'll
come on
see
over
this.
here,
Come on
Andrew.
over, Andrew. You can see the stairwell. So just like there's a brand new 3-story stairwell on the other side and a brand new 3-story stairwell in the middle, there's a brand new 3-story stairwell on this side. And from that window, you can see what it looks like from the outside. And they did an amazing job of connecting the old building to the new, and the brick matches up beautifully. And all the dental work, or what they call the concrete trim, matches old building to new. It's incredible.
Okay, so where we are is we're actually standing in, and during our time was Mr. Cunningham's room. More recently, it was a foreign language class. But we are on the 3rd floor in the front of the building above the auditorium. You can hear the jackhammering right below us. You might hear it, but we honestly cannot feel it at all. This is where the staircase, and we had talked about this in our original video,
Yeah.
that this was we believe it was an addition that was put on later, like in the 60s.
1967, yeah.
And so that they had an emergency exit, but that was the hallway there, and this is the loft
Yep.
above the auditorium.
Yes, yep.
And so I will say that I did well, Dr. Bell discovered a small piece of brick from the building that he was graciously has given to me, and I will keep it with all my other archives. So we made our way back downstairs, back to where we started, the new addition, the old building. You've all seen it. Dr. Bell, again, thank you very much for the tour.
Yeah.
So the one question that's always asked me, what do you think? Do you think it's going to be done? And I have to say, it's going to be done.
Yeah.
It's moving like gangbusters in there now, and you could just see it's all. When I first walked through and I looked at the gym, I was like, "How's this going to happen?" But I see how it happens,
Yeah.
and it really looks fantastic. And I commend all your people, the contractors, for doing a wonderful job for our community.
Thanks.
And
Thanks.
And I appreciate it.
Thank you. It's going to be a lot, Andrew, going forward, because it's going to be putting all the materials and supplies and furniture in this building and then backfilling ASK with all the middle school stuff. And let's not forget all the construction that's going on at the middle school and the high school this summer. We're going to have phases 1, 2, and 3 all wrapping up by the end of August to be ready for the first day of school.
One thing that we noticed was that, like you said, the buses are going to come in here, but if cars are parked in the back because of this addition, there's actually going to be more parking in the rear of this building.
Right, 'cause
because
it's so
you
long.
have the original parking, and yeah, there was a little bit taken away here where the tennis courts were, but now you have this whole back addition.
And then you'll have the whole new lot next door and Statewide Oil.
And the Statewide
So
Oil
really,
parking.
when we host events and stuff like that, it'll be really great in terms of having the right amount of parking.
Great centerpiece for the city of Port Jervis,
Yeah.
and it carried its history with it too,
Right.
with the dental touches to
Yeah.
the new addition and keeping the old look of the Fowler Mansion.
Yeah,
Well, let's come back maybe a month or so, 6 weeks, and we'll see where we're at.
sounds like
Sounds
a
great.
great idea.
How about a go Port, man?
Go
Go
for it.
for it.